Welcome to my video tutorial. Please everyone subscribe and watch. If you have any further doubts, you can ask from the comment section.
Hi, good morning students. So today I am going to teach you about the ninth chapter, which is force and laws of motion. So we can directly start the chapter. Force. What is force? Force means it's a push or a pull. So we can define the force as a push or a pull. So usually the forces will be externally. In this chapter we are going to study. So a force means a push or a pull which can cause the change in position or the change in dimension, means shape. If I am pushing something, sometimes it can get moved, or the change in the shape or size means it will take place. May it's not always constant. Means it is not always taking place. If I am pushing the ball, nothing will happen. So similarly, if I am pushing some chair or book, it may get moved. So it may get changed in position. So there are two types of force: contact and non-contact force. So what is contact force? The force which I can contact, means if I am applying some force, that if I am pushing something, I am contacting the surface. So it is in contact. So it may get moved, and that is contact force. And what is non-contact force? So contact force means muscular force, that one pushing that or anything is example. Even frictional force is also example, because friction means it is causing by touching only. The contact is there, proper contact is there. Then non-contact force means the force which is not actually in contact, like gravitational force, then electrostatic force, ionic bond and all. Then magnetic force. Magnetic force means it is repulsion also there, attraction also there. That is non-contact force. Then next one is force, is again classified into a different classification. This one is balanced force and unbalanced force. So what is balanced force? So balanced force means if two bodies which is applying force in the opposite direction. So this one is applying here and this one is applying here. Now both the forces are same. That time what is happening? That is no movement is taking place. So it is balanced. Both sides the force is same. So it is balanced. So we call it as balanced force. Understood? That is balanced force. Unbalanced force means one side the force will be more and one side the force will be less. Or both sides the force will not be same. So what happens if two persons are there, one motor one and one small one? If these two are pushing, means what happens? Obviously the small one will move back. So the force of one side is more. So that type of force is unbalanced. If I am pushing the wall, how much energy I am giving and how much force I am applying, that much the wall also applies. That one is balanced. Okay. So we studied force. So you understand the concept force. Force means a push or a pull. Now we are going to, because of this force, there are certain laws. Because of this force, there is some laws which we are going to study now. If there is no external force, means there is no application of these three laws. Because these three laws, the base is this force. Because of this force only, these three laws are formed. So first law is inertia. Inertia means the law of inertia. That is the first law. What is inertia? For every body, that means if a book or a duster which is at rest. So this duster is at rest. So it will always try to remain in its rest. If this is at rest, just imagine this book is at place and the duster is at rest. So it will never move unless and until an external force is acting. Similarly, if this is moving, just imagine this is moving. And if there is no external force, it will never stop. We know if I am throwing a ball, after some time it will stop. Why? Because there is frictional force and gravitational force. That's why it gets stopped. If there is no external force, means it will never stop. That means every body, it continues its state of motion or rest unless and until an external force is acting. So it will always continue its state of rest unless an external force is acting. If a force is acting, means it will move. Similarly, it will continue its state of motion unless an external force is acting. That's the first law. So that means it can just look. This choke. This choke is in the book, so it is not moving. Why it is coming up? Why it is coming up? Because this book, now they are at rest. Now I am giving some velocity. Velocity means it causes some motion. Then I suddenly stop this velocity. But the choke is having the previous velocity, so it is going like this. Okay, understood? Because of the gravitational force only it is coming down. That means a body always tries to maintain its previous state of motion or rest. That is first law. Then second one is momentum. Momentum is a new concept which is introduced by Newton. So what is momentum? Momentum means, what is momentum? Momentum means we can represent momentum as P, which is a vector, which is equal to mass into velocity. Velocity is also vector. Due to that, momentum is vector. Understood? So what is second law? Second law states that, so momentum, what is momentum? Momentum is mass into velocity. So a body which is having certain velocity, we say that it is having momentum. That means for every body there is a mass. If a body which is at rest means there is no momentum. Why? Because this v becomes 0. So momentum becomes 0. So if a body which is having velocity only, then the momentum will be there. Okay. If there is no velocity means there will be no momentum. So the second law states that, what is second law? The second law states that the external force is directly proportional to the change in momentum. The external force is directly proportional to the change in momentum. So the second law states that the second law, the rate of change of momentum so we studied about first law, law of inertia. The second law is second law states that the rate of change of momentum is proportional to the applied force. That means, what is momentum? Momentum is a vector quantity. It is mass into velocity. Since velocity is vector, that's why the momentum is vector. Okay. What is vector? Vector, you know, which is having direction, magnitude. That means vector. So the second law states that for a body which is having, that means if we are applying some force, this applied force will be proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Okay, sorry. So we told that momentum is mass into velocity. That means second law states that the rate of change of momentum is proportional to the applied force. What does that mean? That means, just look, this duster is at rest, means momentum is 0 for this duster. Then I am applying some force. So momentum is getting, that means momentum is obtained. So the rate of change of momentum, the change in momentum is proportional to applied force. That means if I am increasing the force, the velocity of this duster is increasing. So velocity increasing means the momentum is increasing. So it is depends upon the applied force. So the second law says that this force is proportional to the change in momentum. So what is change in momentum? That is, mass is a constant. So force proportional to the mass into final velocity minus mass into initial velocity. That means it is obtaining momentum means velocity is changing. It is changing from u to v. Since mass is constant and it is rate of change of momentum. So time is also there. Okay, rate of change of momentum means time is there. So force proportional to m into, just take v minus 2 m outside. So you will get v minus 2 by t. So what is v minus 2 by t? This acceleration. We already studied in chapter motion. So it is proportional to mass into acceleration. And it is mathematically derived that when 1 Newton force is applying on 1 kg object, it is obtaining 1 meter per second square acceleration. So it is said that, so after removing this proportionality sign, we are getting one constant. Then this constant only mathematically proves that when 1 Newton force is given to 1 kg object, it is obtaining 1 meter per second square. That means K is 1. So F is equal to ma, the force equal to mass into acceleration. We obtain in the second law. Okay. So the second law, F is equal to ma, we obtain. Then third law is famous law, and third law says that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Okay, I will tell an example. What? This is rocket. Rocket propulsion is an application of third law. That means how the rocket is going upside. It is acting on the air. That means some action is done on the air. It is pushing the air so that the reaction is there. That means it is going upside. Okay. It is pushing. There is fuel. It is fire is coming. Using this fuel, the fire is coming. Which pushes this air so that the reaction it is going upside. That is the main application of the third law, rocket propulsion. Okay. Don't forget. The main important thing is law of conservation of momentum. What is law of conservation of momentum? So, law of conservation of momentum states that if we are considering two objects, before collision and after collision, if an object or two objects is having some velocity, before collision and after collision of that two objects, the momentum is same. That is the law of conservation of momentum. Just consider this one. Two objects which is having m1 and m2, which is initially having u1 and u2 velocity. After collision, that means initially we are moving like this, m1, m2, which is velocity is changing from v1 to v2. So the law of conservation of momentum states that the momentum before collision equal to momentum after collision. So momentum of these two body. What is momentum? m1 u1 plus m1 m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. That is initial velocity and the mass of these two objects and final velocity. So that is the initial momentum equal to final momentum. Before collision equal to after. We want to prove this one. If you are proving this one, then we can say this law of conservation of momentum is true. How we can prove? By third law, what is third law? For every action, there is a one force, then if I am applying a force on this one, then the ball also applying a force which is equal and opposite to my force. That means by third law we have force on first body with respect to second body equal to the force of second body with respect to first body, but the direction is opposite. Okay, the direction is opposite. That means we are writing minus sign to indicate that it is opposite direction. So by that we have here F1 equal to minus F2. F1 equal to F2, but in opposite direction. So minus F2. So what is F? F means mass into acceleration. What is acceleration? Acceleration of first body m1. Okay. So we have two objects, F1 and F2 means mass 1 and A1. A1. So M1 A1 equal to M2 A2. Or we can write M1 into V1 minus U1 by T equal to M1 into V1 minus U1 whole by T equal to, here minus sign is there, okay, minus of M2 into V2 minus U2 by T. T get cancelled, then open this bracket, M1 V1 minus M1 U1 equal to, just open this bracket and take minus sign also inside. Then what happens? Minus M2 V2 minus minus plus M2 U2. The combination I will write here. Just minus sign, take that side, this minus sign, take this side. And what it becomes? M1 V1 M2 V2 equal to M2 U2 or M1 U1 M1 U1 plus M2 U2. Just look, this and this. Now the law of conservation of momentum is true. That means third law follows law of conservation of momentum. What is third law? Third law means force of first body with respect to second body will be equal but in opposite direction. So third law always follows this law of conservation of momentum. Okay. So we proved that one. Then one more thing I will tell. If a cricketer is taking the ball, taking the means catching a ball, then what is he doing? He is dragging his hand backwards. Why? Why means here also a force is there. This force is on the momentum. That is force equal to mass into acceleration v minus u by t. Here the mass of the ball is constant. Velocity means final velocity is 0. That means he is coming, a ball is coming with a velocity certain u. V is 0. Final velocity is 0. So I want to stop a ball. So u and v remains constant. Then force equal to mass into acceleration. So m is also constant for a ball. So only the thing I can change is time. If I am reducing the time, that means if I am increasing the time, then what happens? Then the force will decrease. If time is increasing means the force will decrease. So by reducing the amount of, that means if I am increasing the time for catching, I can reduce the force. That's why the bowler means the cricketer used to catch by rolling his hands. So by taking a large amount of time. Then next one is, I want to tell you one. So a gun, if you know what is gun, yeah. If I am firing a gun, what happens? The bullet will move forward and the gun will come backwards. So this also follows the law of conservation of momentum. That means initially the momentum was 0 for that gun since it was at rest. Now the bullet is having some momentum because it is going forward. For this, for conservation of momentum, a backward momentum is obtained for the gun. That means the bullet is going forward and the gun is coming backward. The run is required. So we call this velocity of the bullet as muzzle velocity and the velocity of the gun backwards as recoil velocity. Okay. Yeah. If you have any doubts regarding this section, you can ask. You can comment in the video. I will clear the doubts. Thank you.